fourth quarter. Marko Guduric going inside with the lob to Ken Burge, who gets the ball, collects himself, and goes up over Napier, who did not really have a fighting chance against that player. A good half a head taller than him. So good opening sequence there for Fenerbahce Beko as Napier goes inside to Booker, who tried to reverse it with the right hand, standing right underneath the basket. Was pushed up from behind by Ken Burge. Somewhat of a late whistle there. That's, I guess, what Ken Burge is talking to referees. Here the pass to Burge. The alley-oop collected, comes down with it. That's a smart play. He just didn't really have a good chance to go directly from the alley-oop. But we have 2 free throws for Devin Booker, who is simply known as the Book. That was point number 5. Make it stay there. 5 points, 3 assists. That's the tally for Devin Booker. Hayes Davis driving, thought about the free throw line jumper. The ball backs out to Guduric. Guduric swings it cross court to Biberovic. Biberovic off the dribble. The ball almost went in, but it's out, and it's Napier on the fast break. Finds Vochtman, who swings it to Edwards. Edwards wide open. Carson Edwards. Is he going to try to go for a similar performance like he did last week against Maccabi on the road? He had 7 3-pointers in the third quarter alone. 33 total. They really need him. A difference stands at 13. It's Guduric who misses as Hayes Davis after the long rebound. Wide open. Nobody has the time to go and bother his shot. That's a painful situation there for the home side. After the miss by Edwards, it's Booker inside on the spin move as he fades away from Ken Burge. That's a good physical play for Devin Booker, who was out almost 3 months with a leg injury, but now in full practice and in the lineup. Hayes Davis, another 3-pointer, counting down. Number 8 scorer, and the competition is sizzling hot in Bavaria. He is playing with so much self-confidence. Give the assist to Tarik Biberovic. 17 for Hayes Davis. Good fake and the drive by Carson Edwards, who was fouled by Guduric. Fenerbahce is just playing some smart basketball, sharing the ball, finding the open shooter. Here the foul on Edwards. And here wide open, Nigel Hayes Davis, point number 17. A double team on Edwards by the half-court line. He somehow waltzes in, misses everything, but it's Booker with the offensive rebound. Not a good defensive challenge by Ken Burge. Nothing easy underneath the basket. Hayes Davis immediately go for 3, but misses that time. It's Lucic with the rebound. Napier trying to find an opening. He dumps it down to Vochtman, who loses the ball. Another turnover for Bayern. That's just really troubling the home side. Biberovic on the fast break, counted, wide open jumper. It was from good 5.5 meters. I think he would have heard something from Coach Jasikevicius if he would have missed that shot, Tarik Biberovic. Biberovic, 9 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Booker, wide open, knocks down the 3-pointer. Finally, a 3-pointer goes down. Assist goes to Napier. It's 4 out of 17 for Bayern. McCollum with the 3-pointer on the other side. It's Eric McCollum, 3 out of 4. And it's so difficult the way that Fenerbahce is moving the ball to cover all the shooters. Almost impossible for Bayern. And you can hear the fans and the traveling fans of Fenerbahce. Here the foul on Carson Edwards. And a wide open shot for Devin Booker. Booker is up to double digits, 10 points to go with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And a miscue between Lucic and Napier, as that was a turnover number 13 for Bayern. It's just probably, I've seen 13, 14 games of Bayern this season, and it's just really been a mentally dullest game I've seen by Bayern to play. Of course, it's tough physicality that Fenerbahce presents and brings to the house here, and they just have not been able to meet the challenge so far. Foul on Napier, or the ball was tipped out by Napier, so the ball stays with Fenerbahce, and it's a moving screen by Nico Melli, as Carson Edwards just flies to the ground on the high pick. There you see Nico Melli just shaking his head in disbelief. Well, the call was made. It's a 19-point lead for Fenerbahce, 59-40, with 5:51 to go in the third quarter. Lucic driving, but well covered by Biberovic. The long rebound goes to Vochtman, who tried to lob it in. Just didn't really see. A good path for the pass to go inside. There you see it. The ball touches the knee or the leg of Vladimir Lucic, goes out of bounds. It's 14 team turnovers, as Biberovic misses a good look from the outside. Booker to Napier, and a collision between Devin Hall and Devin Booker. There you see, they just kind of tangle up. Booker holds his own, but it's down to Hall. Who's called with the foul? That is the explanation from the crew chief, Damir Yavor, as that was team foul number 5. That puts Bayern in the bonus, so 2 free throws coming up for Devin Booker. He makes the first one, being the high scorer at the moment. That's free throw number 6 coming up. 5 out of 6. There's the stat line from the free throw line for Devin Booker, who's up to 12 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Trying to find a way to get back into the game for the home side, as Eric McCollum shoots another 3-pointer, but no box out there for Johannes Vochtman or Nico Melli, who just got the rebound, fake, and a drive by Melli out to Hayes Davis. Hayes Davis with another 3-pointer. Oh my! What a painful experience there for Bayern Munich after playing good defense. Hayes Davis makes him pay. Oh, and a quick shot on the other side. Carson Edwards draws all the contact, hands in the air, and scores. 44-62, still an 18-point lead for Fenerbahce. Biberovic from the free throw line. He is deadly. Absolutely deadly from that spot. That is his shot. That's exactly what his free throws, or the second one I should say. The first one is good. $33 points for Carson Edwards last week against Maccabi. He's gonna get a breather after making 2 free throws. 9 points so far for Carson Edwards in the game here today against Fenerbahce. It's Andy Ups into the lineup, who missed 3 three-point attempts in the first half. It's Hayes Davis to Melly, who was wide open on the baseline. Biberovic fakes and drives, draws a contact, and the foul from Giffey. Again, a very smart basketball. Bayern has to scramble as they try to push up there defensively. And Fenerbahce is just reading it perfectly. The situation when a defending player is coming up at you, drawing the foul, that time Biberovic. McCollum to Melly. To Hayes Davis. The high scorer goes for another three-pointer, misses that time. McCollum almost tipped it in. The shortest player in the lineup. A gutsy play by Eric McCollum. Brankovic goes for a three. Perhaps not the shot that you want your tallest man to take, but he was wide open and he's a good shooter. It's another miss by Andy Obst, who's really struggling there to find his mark. After clearly, for the majority part of the season, being one of the best shooters in the whole competition. Now he has to play defense and makes a foul against Devon Hall. Andy Obst. They're trying to force Hall to the baseline, but uses his hand to stop the dribble. 3:23 left in the third quarter. It is an 18-point lead of Fenerbahce over Bayern, 64-46. Hayes Davis with the ball, goes one-on-one against Brankovic, who fouls him. That's number 14 foul, so still only out of bounds play. But next one will be free throws. Clearly, Danko Brankovic overmatched with the quickness of Hayes Davis. In a one-on-one situation from the three there, you see it again. It's a good recognition. Immediately, Hayes Davis recognizing the mismatch in speed against Danko Brankovic. Wade Baldwin, the ball is tipped out. Ends up in the hands of Giffey. Giffey dribbling, goes all the way and misses. Almost coast to coast, but it's going to be two free throws instead for Niels Giffey. The two-time former NCAA champion with University of Connecticut. And the team captain of the arch rivals Alba Berlin. As we have a first-time check-in for Honoral Bitten, a player that's been signed during the season by Bayern Munich. Has not seen consistent minutes that he would like. Honoral Bitten. Well, let's see if he can contribute today, as his club needs him the most, trying to climb back into the game against very dominant Fenerbahce Beko Istanbul. Two free throws were good. It's 48-64. Ball into Hayes Davis. Column. Lots of passes there with Fenerbahce. It's Hall getting the shot blocked by Brankovic. It's Giffey off to the races. And handed back, and it's Wilder Bad that calls the signal. Ops from a long distance, misses it short. Almost a standard shot for Andy Obst, but not sure about his shot selection if he's been 0 for 5 so far. Devon Hall looking inside to Hayes Davis. That was a good intention there to extend the pass to cutting Nico Melli. Perhaps a little bit too much force on the dump pass, on the touch pass. Still a 16-point lead for Fenerbahce. It's Giffey with the three-pointer. A player that is patient in this. A very dismal shooting performance, but nonetheless, the energy level has risen substantially by Bayern. McCollum over Brankovic. A tough shot using his quickness and agility Danko Brankovic just too slow to bother the shot by the team veteran Eric McCollum, 37 years of age. Obst, well pressured by the half-court line. Bittin driving after the fake. He finds Giffey. That's a very tough shot, and Brankovic did not have enough time as the ball didn't touch the rim, so the shot clock was not reset. Hall, a tough take. Well, the offensive foul is called as he cleared out. Brankovic would call, but he did extend his left elbow in the face of Danko Brankovic, who stands at 2.17 meters, the tallest player on Bayern's roster. Weiler-Babb with a three-pointer that was well short. And a fast break by Wade Baldwin. Thank you very much. That is spectacular athletic basketball by Fenerbahce, making Bayern pay dearly. Ups inside to Brankovic, who goes to the best athletes at the small forward position. Wade Baldwin, the fourth. Played 2 great previous seasons of basketball with Maccabi Tel Aviv. Signed for Fenerbahce Beko Istanbul from this season. The first free throw by Brankovic was good. And the second one is off as Baldwin sort of tipped it out and got the rebound. There you see the quickness, the leaping ability of Wade Baldwin. Baldwin going one-on-one against Weiler-Babb, dumps it to Dechampierre. Pierre has to shoot it as the horn is off. It is the third quarter being over with, and again the aggressive defense, something that Coach Jasikevic has called for, a playoff mentality, should you call it. A playoff focus, and the ups. Is he finally going to knock it down? Yes, he does. Sharp shooting, and the ups has checked into the building. 1 out of 6 so far, but he can score in bunches as Carson Edwards fights for the ball. He ends up on the floor. A gutsy play, a hard play, and challenge to Wade Baldwin. At the half-court line there, you see it in the slow motion there, the collision between the with a chance to cut the deficit lower. Nick Weiler-Babb there, and the ups, 1 of 6 only so far. Let's see if he can find his mark in a hurry. 9:32 left in the 4th quarter. Weiler-Babb gets a screen from Brankovic. Brankovic rolls to the basket, but it's Weiler-Babb with a long three-pointer, missed it. And a rebound by Bonzi Colson. Good box out on Brankovic. Inside to Dechampierre. There's a huge difference there in weight between Dechampierre inside and Niels Giffey. There you see it. So Niels Giffey just reaches in and commits the foul. Takes 1 for the team. That's the first team foul. Number 3 for Giffey. Goodrich. Colson inside to Burge. Colson back and knocks down another three-pointer. That is a hard breaker there for Bayern. And number 14. Three-pointer for the visitors inside Carson Edwards between the 2 big men. This jumps in and changes the direction. That is such a tough play for the number 2 leading scorer in EuroLeague competition. Inside to Dechampierre. Out he goes to Baldwin. Up top to Colson. Colson spins to the left, nothing there. Goodrich. Off the dribble, beats the shot clock, but Bonzi Colson is there for the offensive rebound, just surrounded by Bayern's players. It's absolute dogfight at the moment. The ball ends up in the hands of Bayern's players. Fast break, 2-1 to Brankovic. Hello! Danko Brankovic is running the fast break. Getting the pass from Nick Weiler-Babb. And we got a ball game here in the SAP Garden, but no, sir, says Bonzi Colson as he takes it hard. Oh, it was Ken Burge, I beg your pardon. Saw it from the bad angle. Here the hard challenge of Danko Brankovic. Ken Burge, himself a very athletic player, just flies in. Here the fast break. The last spectacular play finished by the dunk by Danko Brankovic. That's what you get, big fella, if you're running the floor. The guards will reward you, as did Nick Weiler-Babb. It's 2 free throws. First one good, and the second one as well for Ken Burge, the Canadian international that spent the last 6 seasons in the NBA. Oh, almost a costly turnover for Bayern. Well, the Babb just recovers it at the last second. Ups with the ball. Well, pressured by Baldwin. It's Carson Edwards from up top with a 3-pointer. What a tough shot that was. Well, Fenerbahce just playing such a hard defense on the ball. And Bayern barely got any chance to pass the ball. The turnover by Wade Baldwin. He stepped out of the bounds, but give a lot of credit there to Weiler-Babb, who just really put a pressure on the dribbler. It's Gordy Herbert signaling to his players that have a chance in a long, long time to cut the deficit to single digits. Deficit stands at 11 at the moment with 7:10 to play in the 4th quarter. It's ups to Giffey. Giffey inside the ball is swatted by Ken Burge or Dechampierre. He was surrounded by both of the players. Danko Brankovic stops a fast break with the foul. That will be team foul number 3. There, it's a smart play, as it would have been a wide open 3-pointer for Fenerbahce there in the corner. Here the tough 3-pointer by Carson Edwards over Marko Guduric, who tried to distract the shot. Guduric driving inside to Pierre. Nice reverse shot by Dechampierre. And a quick take on the other side by Carson Edwards, who is just refusing to give up. There you see him against Ken Burge. And here the nice reverse lane there by Dechampierre. Well, we got Niels Giffey and Nick Weiler-Babb checking out of the game for Bayern, with Vladimir Lucic and Shabazz Napier checking into the lineup. That's a rare miss there for Carson Edwards, who's a great free throw shooter, 80+%. There you saw what he thought about that miss. That's 15 points for Carson Edwards after scoring 33 last round against Maccabi on the road. And scoring 20.3 points on average in the first 33 rounds of the competition. Again, very active hands, a quick reach in by Carson Edwards, who just slipped and couldn't reach further or to collect the ball and go for the steal. Carson Edwards, best season of his EuroLeague career, without a question. has really grown so much in confidence in his scoring, taking it to the basket or scoring from the outside. Had 9 3-pointers last week against Maccabi. Carson Edwards. Hall. Devin Hall misses. The ball just rolls out of rim. It is a 12-point lead. It's Edwards inside, and the lead is down to 10 for Fenerbahce, and Coach Sikevicius has seen enough. He wants to talk it over. Calls a timeout immediately. He's down by 10. Trying to play defense the home side, pressuring up on the ball. And the ups against Biberovic. Biberovic to Melli. Melli from the corner just misses long. And let's see. Referee, the last touch was by Bayern's players. There should be a few ticks of a second left. The referees might review when the ball went out of bounds. That's what I think they will do just now at the scores table.
When the ball is out, go forward now. You can go frame by frame. Go back.
We still don't have...
Another one, I think. Go back.
That's the point. But still, it's 0.2.
Go back, another one. Okay, go forward. This is the point.
No, this is the point.
Okay.
0.2, 5:57.
Okay.
Good work by the referees to exactly say how much time was left on the shot clock. It should be 0.2 seconds and 5:57. Well, the only chance is for a tip-in after the pass from the out of bounds. There is not enough time to gather up for a regular shot, so that's why Danko Brankovic is checking into the game to put pressure on the passer, which is Marko Guduric. There you see him, Danko Brankovic, with his long arms, trying to make it very difficult for Guduric to get a good look at the basket, and the tip-in was missed by Biberovic. So it's Bayern trying to cut it down in the single digits as the Turkish fans are going absolutely crazy and making a great atmosphere here at the SAP Garden. Brankovic up top to Lucic. Lucic launches a three-pointer, was flat and long to the left, but long rebounds. Ends up in the hands of Shabazz Napier, who hands it off to Edwards. Edwards driving, and the ball was blocked from behind by Hayes Davis. A tip-in by Brankovic is off too, and it's Eric McCollum. Makes a step back. The last touch was by Booker. Hayes Davis is really fighting there for the offensive rebound, getting a lot of credit to keep the ball alive. There's the miss by McCollum. Here, a tip-in between Brankovic and Lucic. Just Bayern cannot get over the hump and get it into single digits. Guduric. Biberovic driving a smart play to read the defender coming at you. Shabazz Napier gets called for the foul. Just really so much maturity in the game of Tarek Biberovic, who's averaging career best 10 points per game. Really stepping up his game and getting into the short rotation for Fenerbahce Beko Istanbul. Tarek Biberovic. The steal by Lucic. Edwards from good 9 meters. Bang, bang, bang. Carson Edwards cutting it down to 7 points. The lowest lead for Fenerbahce. And So everybody is just fired up. So is Carson Edwards. Under 5 minutes to play. McCollum, can he counter? No, he does not. It's Lucic with the rebound. A short three-pointer by McCollum. Edwards with the ball. Is he going to go first? Oh, he turns it over. It's Nico Melli. Nico Melli on the other side. Actually went off the timeout. Bayern just not able to execute. Baldwin against Giffey inside. He go to the post to Hayes Davis. Against Edwards, pass out to Melli. 5 to shoot on the shot clock. Biberovic is going to have to do something quick. He does off the dribble, misses, and it's Napier with the rebound. Edwards with a quick three-pointer on the fast break. You cannot give him the light of the day. It's Carson Edwards show here in the SAP Garden. He never gives up. Up to 23 points, scoring 33 last week against Maccabi on the road. Carson Edwards is in the building. Almost a steal by Bayern, and it's Hayes Davis just pressured by two guards. Lots more about quicker players around him. And the Ops and Shabazz Napier really making it difficult on Hayes Davis, who just could not thread the needle and get the pass out. Melli with a long three-point shot, misses, and the last touch by Bayern as Biberovic tipped it out. Must have been one of the Bayern's players making the last touch. We got 14 seconds of reset on the shot clock, 3:04 on the game clock. It's a 6-point game. An absolute thriller from a game that looked like a foregone conclusion. Fenerbahce was up by 22 points in the third quarter, but now it's Bayern's ball and a 6-point game. Gordy Herbert is signaling thumb up. That's what's the play coming up. The screen by Booker to Edwards. Edwards to Napier. Nothing there. We got 8 to shoot. Edwards gonna take it on himself. He steps back, launches a three-pointer. That looked good, but missed it bit long. That would have bring the house down if Carson Edwards made that one. Hayes Davis out to Baldwin. Biberovic crosses over against Giffey. Baldwin driving to the middle. McCollum with a tough three-pointer. Well guarded by Napier, but the long rebound goes to Baldwin. Baldwin is not rushing anything as we are approaching the 2-minute mark. Inside a tough battle there between Hayes Davis and Giffey, but a foul on the ball. It's Carson Edwards. No, it's on Devin Booker, I beg your pardon. That's a smart play there by Wade Baldwin, using his quickness to get away from Devin Booker, drawing the foul, and 2 free throws. As Bayern has committed fouls, it's free throws on any foul situation for Fenerbahce. The first free throw by Baldwin is good. He has not missed a free throw. 4 out of 4. Perfect from the free throw line. But Bayern's still going to have to play some tough defense. Edwards with a three-pointer, misses long, but it's Giffey with the offensive rebound. Napier loses the ball, and the ball is picked up by Nigel Hayes Davis as Goodrich just passed it off in time not to be called for the charge. Biberovic playing the clock against Andy Ups, takes him down to the block where he's got advantage. Goodrich driving to the middle, goes left, kisses it off the glass. This could be the decisive basket of the game. Marko Goodrich with a perfect execution. The shot clock winding down. He played it great. There he takes the contact from Carson Edwards. Nice drive, switches the hands in the air, and just scores the basket. A 10-point lead for Fenerbahce with 1:27. We're going to have Vladimir Lucic checking into the game in place of Niels Giffey. Has fouled out of the game with 5 personal fouls. So the game has ended for Niels Giffey, who had 9 points and 5 rebounds. A free throw scored by Marko Guduric, making it an 11-point game. And the Obst, and another turnover, a miscue between Napier and Obst, making that a turnover number 18. That's a very high number for Bayern Munich, especially at home. They are usually very sharp with not turning the ball over in this building. Nigel Hayes-Davis plays it calm. He plays it with so much confidence. 22 points for Nigel Hayes-Davis. In the corner is Andy Obst with a tough three-pointer as he lost the balance. Not a perfect shot pass. On the other side, it's a quick take by Hayes-Davis, who was fouled on the way to the basket, and it is a celebration time with only 43.8 seconds left and 13-point lead for Fenerbahce. Their fans that have made it here to the SAP Garden in Munich can start celebrating and see where this win takes Fenerbahce. They can place as high as first, and the worst possible scenario would be third, depending on the other game's results. Well, actually, with the win, I don't think they can place third, as Nigel Hayes-Davis makes the first free throw. There you have his tally. 23 points, 24 points, I should say, with the second free throw. He's going to go to the bench, being the high scorer again. Nigel Hayes-Davis coming to this game. He had 12 games in this season of 20 or more points. So this will be game number 13 of more than 20 points for Nigel Hayes-Davis, who made the first All-EuroLeague team last season, and strongly making a statement to repeat that honor again this season, as he has improved his scoring average from last season. A three-point play by Devin Booker, which is going to be too late, too little, as Bayern cuts it down to 12. 74-86. Baldwin taking some clicks off the clock. Crosses over, goes with a three-pointer, knocks it down over Devin Booker, making it an exclamation point in this game on the road. Carson Edwards correcting things here with a three-pointer of his own. So that's 26 points for Carson Edwards as the horn sounds. It is over here at the SAP Garden, and it is a tough road victory and a bounce to the winning ways for Fenerbahce Beko Istanbul, that played almost a perfect game here, offensively and defensively, against a very tough and feisty team, the home team, FC Bayern Munich.